Hi everyone. My focus of this video on the Oliver case is my understanding of military culture and how I think that impacted his issues, his prognosis, and the outcome. So, um, as a generalization, military culture, in this case, I think, as it mentioned in the case, they are very strong against using illicit drugs. They're very quick to punish those, but it mentioned how drinking is kind of a colloquial, common way to cope with the stresses of the military life and stresses of the job. So it's a little bit more encouraged, actually, for a way to bond with your comrades and also a way to cope. So I think um, Oliver found that that was a very easy outlet. Probably a lot of his fellow colleagues, his comrades in arms, were also engaging in drinking activities, not to the extent, but when he was more social earlier in his life and in his career, I think that was an easy um, thing to lean on. So building off of that, there's a lot of stress, a lot of trauma, a lot of anxiety that comes out of being a military person. So I think in Oliver's case, he has what originally was diagnosed as major depressive um, disorder. So I think a lot of that stems from, like I said, maybe trauma that he experienced in deployment. And so, whether that was the cause or the consequence of his drinking, um, I think that that played a big part. And I think something positive that um, his military background brought into this is towards the end, when they were trying to get him more on track, his loyalty to the military really helped them give him the gift of his pension when really he wasn't following through with his treatment. Um, but one other thing that might be a generalization, but a lot of people in the military, a lot of military culture is bottling up emotions and being strong on the outside um, and not falling apart, because you can't do that in a crisis situation. So I think all of that bottling up probably um, didn't help his substance abuse. Um, so that is how I think his military background affected his youth.